Hands up. Ready for the questions? That's my choice. You cannot ask what type of question. You don't have that choice. వద్దు సార్ ఎందుకు వచ్చిన అవమానం. అచ్చా, see, essay writing is an art. It will take time. On top of it, so called philosophical essay will take more time. Okay, so don't judge yourself on the first week or first 10 days. Give some time to yourself, because see, for the first time, till such time whatever you have studied till your graduation, people have told you to reproduce what you have studied in the book. For the first time I am telling you, I will kill you if you write what is there in the book. Yes or no? So it will take some time for you to start thinking as per the requirement of UPSC, right? And thinking on abstract things, right? The average world is average IQ and below average IQ. So we all, at least me, come in that bracket. So you will take some time to learn the tricks of thinking also. Yesterday you chose the easiest of all. 4 essays I showed yesterday. You chose the easiest of all. You chose or I chose? I chose. Blame on me only, so that you know we are not responsible for the outcome. We chose which essay? Too much? Too much too soon can be detrimental. Okay, this is the line of essay. What it is? Too much too soon. Write with me. Too much, then we will see what all can be brought here. Too much too soon can be detrimental. Okay, what is the meaning of detrimental, Swati? Dangerous. Okay, last lo mental undi kabatti always dangerous, right? Acha, I will ask, if you know just raise your hand. You cannot talk in chorus. In this entire essay, what is the most important word? Swati. Anybody else? Money. कौन बोला detrimental? అఖిల, ఏం మిగలలేదు అందులో, ఇంకా ఒకటే మిగిలింది. ఆశ, రొపియా, పూజిత, sorry, money. Can be. Why have you decided it is detrimental? If you do not pay attention to this word, it means you have accepted that what comes soon is bad. Yes or no? Is it so always? No. Then why did you miss this word? Why were you only worried about the time factor and the much factor and the detrimental factor? Can you change this with efforts? Yes. You can reduce the time. Yes or no? Can you increase this with time factor? Can you avoid this to some extent? Yes. One thing that you can work on is this. So why everybody, not everybody, say maximum of you, why you miss that can be? Why not open a discussion or a dimension on this factor can be? If I write in my hook, a contradiction on this dimension, though it is not a pure contradiction, but a sense of contradiction where you try to mention by the statement it means that it can be avoided. The statement itself says it can be avoided. Now the journey of life is to understand how it can be avoided to be detrimental. Hello. If you started your UPSC journey at 30 years of age, and if you started your UPSC journey when you have entered intermediate or just exited out of intermediate, it means you deserve too much too soon, because you planned it well, because you planned this time factor well, you executed the time factor well, you strategized the time factor well. If you do these things, this does not apply to you. Uma, with me? Understand? See, that's what. First paragraph. What is he trying to look at you? Everybody will talk too much too soon, but people will forget that this is also a dimension. Can be, cannot be, need not be, must not be, shall not be, if you think so. Yes or no? So it is all a matter of how you approach to a given situation or a timing. Yes or no? I keep telling you, work hard now. Yes or no? Understand? And what does this too much mean to you? What can be this too much? हाँ, ये too much क्या है? ये too much क्या है? हाँ, what could be this too much? Too much efforts. Okay. See, wait one second. Let me complete the statement. What is that one word coming to your mind when you reading the statement in total? One word. Nitish. One word. I just want that word. Huh? Okay, he is there somewhere. Success. It is trying to talk about the incapacity of somebody to handle success. That should be your thesis statement. The incapacity to handle the success or a result. Yes or no? Now, that is what I told in one of the classes. There is a process of preparing for UPSC. If that process is removed, based on your graduation marks, if somebody gives you district collector's job, what has happened? Too much? Too soon? Is it not detrimental? Because you do not know the value of something that has been given to you. Leave aside capability. Because you do not know how to use it to your advantage or to the advantage of the country, whatever it may be. It means whatever you get in life, you have to prove to yourself and to the nature, I deserve it the most. And in that dimension, the time factor becomes an important dimension. Yes or no? So in this too much dimension, success is one. He said greed. He said greed. अच्छा ये बताओ, is being greedy bad? हाँ, సార్ మీ క్లాస్లో ఏదైనా అవ్వచ్చు సార్, మీ క్లాస్లో ఏదైనా అవ్వచ్చు. సో అఖిల, is being greedy bad? Okay, it means though plainly the word sounds to be negative, but if it is supported with adequate efforts, then no amount of greed is negative. With me? Say for example, any situation in life. Are we not greedy of affection of our parents or life partners? Is the affection reducing or increasing? You always crave for that attention, affection, everything. So does it make you greedy? No, it doesn't make, because you feel it as a matter of right. You feel it as a matter of right. So if you support the cause of your greed with positive action, even this can become positive. Are you with me or not? Abstract essay hai, pichi maatalu maatladali. With me or not? Understand, you have to talk, break a dimension out of a word and start talking in that line for some time. That's what is abstract understanding. Yesterday I told you abstract, how it can be defined. The same object, the same subject can be inferred differently by different people. It is abstract. I asked you to find out which is the most important word. Somebody said too much, somebody said too soon, somebody said detrimental, somebody said can be. So it is what you are giving weightage to. If you are giving weightage to time factor, you will find this to be attractive to your eyes. If you are feeling this, giving weightage to this factor, this will give the, it will get highlighted in your thought. So that is when you will ascribe more importance to that word. But I and some of you ascribed more importance to the word can be. The moment I give attention to can be, I get the courage to change the meaning of the sentence. Yes or no? So try to understand in an abstract sentence or a statement, and if you are asked to write an essay about it, try to find out a dimension which can be missed by people. I am not saying write the entire essay on that dimension. No. Try to bring that dimension in the initial phase of your essay. Maybe in the background, maybe in the hook, or maybe even in the thesis statement. So that one invigilator can get an idea, yes, the student has the capacity to think differently than others. So that is the message that I am trying to give you. When you said too much, this can be too much. Too much may be quantified, too much may be qualified in depth, quality dimension, the knowledge of things, intensity dimension and variance. We will talk about one by one. When I say too much in the quantity dimension, what all I am talking about? When I am talking too much from the quantity dimension, what all dimensions you can open up? Quantity. Quantity में क्या क्या आएगा? What all can come? Money. Okay. Money oblique resource. Money oblique resource. Okay. Money oblique resource can come. What else? Huh? Status. Social status. Okay. Social status can come. Okay. Generally you would have seen, no? In movies also it is shown. The prince is highlighted more than the king. The king earned the kingship, but prince got it for free just by the virtue that he was born to the king. Yes or no? Right? Huh? Huh? Care, quantified, too much care. Okay. It will make you weak to face any adversarial. Okay. Too much care. Huh? Too much efforts, detrimental. How? Health issue. Okay. Unmindful of your health, trying to make efforts. Okay. Unmindful of your health, trying to make efforts. Okay, one word I will write here, everything will come under that. You will not write anything other than that. How money? Wait. Information, he says. Can you give me a specific example? Information in what sense?
Sir, if you do too much propaganda, we cannot differentiate what is right and what is.
But too much too soon, how are you? So you are talking from the ideology perspective? Making up of an ideology perspective? Come on. Okay. For a kid, too much too soon. Okay, we'll try to write that in the depth dimension. क्वांटिटी की मैं बात कर रहा हूँ, डेप्थ में लिखेंगे उसके बारे में. हाँ, यू आर टेलिंग समथिंग. ऑब्सेशन कैन इज गुड, इज देयर. ऑब्सेशन विथ होम? गर्लफ्रेंड. हाँ, ऑब्सेशन विथ व्हाट? जाना रे, उसके मन में कुछ है. हाँ, हाँ, ऑब्सेशन बट टू मच too soon. Where is the too soon factor coming here? Obsession in, there are some people, see, understand this, thought I'll take time on this particular thing. Is it is generally said that, yesterday we spoke, no, the graph has to be gradual, the graph cannot be abrupt. If it is abrupt, then there is a tendency to fall. If it is gradual, then there is a high chance that it will withstand the test of times. With me or not? Understand? So when you talk about obsession, even if you talk about relationships, try to give time before you completely commit into relationships. Do not be in a hurry. That's what he's saying. Too much too soon can be detrimental. So you take time to understand what the other person is. You take time to understand whether you will fit in that person's life. See, generally in relationships what we tend to do is, we always calculate whether he will fit or she will fit into my life or not. This is what our calculation. But we forget to appreciate, along with that person fitting into my life, it is also equally important, will I fit into that person's life. So this is where, because we have a tendency to consider ourselves to be the best persons who can fit everywhere else. Yes sir, this is the general tendency. So we forget that our adaptability to that person, to that family, to that situation or to that culture, we forget. We only think whether this person will be able to, what you call, modify himself or herself to my situation or not. So what happens? In that you have missed 50% of the goal. You only address the 50% of the goal. So because you addressed only 50% of the goal, it resulted in a decision which was taken. The decision could be yes also, the decision could be no also. But at the end what it became? It became detrimental. So understand, whenever you talk about relationships, obsession word को avoid करो, relationship की बात करो, ठीक है? So that is when you try to make an effort that in one of the dimensions you would write that this is what it is. Yesterday I was evaluating one essay paper written by somebody, right? What happened? That person, he gave examples in each paragraph. It means his essay was nothing but a collection of success stories of people. Like from Messi to Dhoni to Kohli to everybody you name, Vivekanand was there, Abdul Kalam was there, Gandhi was there, everybody was there. But what is the desire of writing this essay? Are you trying to tell who succeeded with what qualities? No, that is not the idea. The idea is to see how you can think abstractly. In that abstract dimension, if you are able to bring in a life example of a prominent person, one or two examples is fair enough. But your entire essay cannot be filled with only examples. Then what will happen is, the real essence of asking you to write an essay dies. That is what I said. The fact can be used to support your opinion, but not other way around. His every paragraph started with a name. It means he is using fact to support his abstract opinion. It should not be the case. Once you give an opinion, open a dimension, you write 4 to 5 lines about that dimension. If you know exactly some personality who is renowned in the world fits into this dimension of my abstract thinking, then definitely you can make a mention. And it need not be a person, that is the beauty. it can be a decision, it can be a societal acceptance view, or it can be your own personal view also. See, understand this, you need not fill your essay with references, no, you are only doing it to reinforce that what I am trying to tell is right, and if you can do it without using an example, all the more good. You use only an example or a name or a personality to support your viewpoint, and understand the idea of making you to write essay, I am telling you again, what people generally think is he is trying to test your knowledge. I am saying no, he is not trying to test your knowledge, he will test your knowledge in GS1, GS2, GS3, he has those subjects with him, he is wanting to know what kind of a person you are from essay. The problem is in GS 1, 2, 3 you try to show what kind of a person you are, in essay you try to show your knowledge, exactly opposite. So I am not saying don't write, but I am saying do not give a message that there is a dearth of abstract thinking capacity in me. If you do that, see, the entire effort is to cross 130, that is the effort. If somebody got 175 in essay or 190 in essay, you can maybe the first student to get 200, who is stopping? It is only your ability to express something in abstract way that will get you the 200 marks that you are looking for. So when that is the aim, you have to break things I told you, if this is the level that the world can see and think in philosophy or in abstract thinking, you have to go down 2 to 3 steps, not go up, you have to go down. The moment you go down, automatically your elevated thought comes above the general thought. So understand this idea, when you talk about too much, what this too much mean, and tell me, is there any barometer or any apparatus that is deciding what is too much? Understand, there is no apparatus, you do not have any machine, there is no apparatus you are saying, and there is no machine to decide what is too much. Now if there is nothing to decide what is too much, now my question is, what is deciding what is too much? Who decides what is too much? Who? Is it self decides or somebody else decides? Both, okay, somebody said both decides. Acha, tell me, the capacity of self is better or others is better in deciding it is too much too soon? Because you feel you deserve it. I do not mean to offend anybody, but I am making a statement. Believe me, the temperament of a student who makes into UPSC at the age of 26, 27, 28 and the temperament of a student who makes into UPSC in 21, 22 years of age, there is a stark difference. In some ways, in the second example, person got too much too soon. Before the maturity dimension sink in his personality, before the grounding dimension sink in his personality, he got power. The moment you got power, knowing that you entered this service in 21 years of age, nobody can stop you from becoming the chief secretary or the cabinet secretary, you start elating in the air and you start looking down upon others. I am not saying everybody, the human tendency, because you all will, because in your mind, subconscious mind, you know that I am a long race horse, ये सब मेरे पहले retire हो जाएंगे, because he joined at 28, he joined at 30, it means I will be left with 10 years of service when he will be out of service. It means at no point of time I will serve under him, it is only he has to serve under me. So these dimensions will come into play. So understand, when you try to look at dimensions, it is who is saying whether it is too much. Now at what point of time you know that it is too much? You said, I asked you, who is deciding, because there is no machine, there is no biological test or there is no psychological test that is deciding that somebody got too much too soon. In that scenario, I said, who is measuring that somebody got too much? You said it could be self or it could be somebody else on our behalf who is observing us, right? These are the two answers you gave. Now, my question is, when will that person do this testing? When will that person do this testing?
When things are not in control.
Excellent. She says, when things are not under control. It means till such time the things are in control, are we looking at this too much factor? No. The question is why? अरे सवाल समझ में आया? दिख ले लो, very good. I am saying there is no machine to measure or apparatus to measure that this is too much for her. There is no machine. But you are saying if somebody can measure, it is herself or somebody else who is observing her, right? Now my question is, when will the need come to actually measure for herself or for somebody else to see whether it is too much for her? When is that situation? It is only, she says, when things are not under control. It means she reflected some negative dimension in her personality. Yes, this is what you wanted to say. Anybody else?
So when you're suffering with whatever you have,
Suffering.
The purpose of what is being said is not reflecting.
Not in control.
After the success also.
हाँ, टू मच का डायमेंशन तो आफ्टर सक्सेस ही आ रहा है, बिफोर तो आ ही नहीं रहा है. बिफोर तो नोबडी इज टॉकिंग अबाउट योर टू मच.
Too soon also. After the success also, they will question also.
Who?
The ability.
That's what I am saying. When is that questioning happening? When you got success? No. When you are tested upon.
When we got success also, it can be also.
Nobody. अच्छा तुमको कल रैंक आएगा, तुम बैठ के इंट्रोस्पेक्ट करोगे मुझे रैंक क्यों आएगा, क्यों आया? करेगी तू? मैं करूंगा तेरे को क्यों आया और मेरे को क्यों नहीं आया? समझ रहा है मेरी बात? See, understand. I am coming to one more dimension. Try to understand. When you said, I am asking you, when you become successful, do you do self-evaluation? No. It is introspection comes only on failure. Introspection, self-correction, checking mode and all starts only when you fail. Do you ever check your success story? No. Somebody else will do it for you. It means if you are doing a self-check for failure, who should do it? See, why you failed, don't you agree? You would know much better than anybody in the world, including me. You would know much better. Why you succeeded also you would know much better than others. Why? Because you would not have narrated your entire success story strategy. You would have told only some parts. Maybe you did not tell a practice that you are doing every day. Before going to sleep, you are writing an answer every day. You never told me this. You only said, sir, NCERT मैंने ऐसे पढ़ा, textbook ऐसे पढ़ा, essay का ऐसे तैयारी किया. But you never disclosed that before going to sleep, you used to write one essay, one answer, GS का answer or essay, whatever it is. And if you did not tell me that, if I see you getting a successful rank, my measurement of success will only be on the points that you disclosed me, not on the points that you never disclosed me. It means my observation of you is not full, it is incomplete. So, am I correct in making a statement, who is the better person to tell whether it is too much too soon? Lavanya? No. I told you, in success, you will not measure yourself. See, understand, if you tell your boss you are wrong, Will you live happy in that office ever? Yes, sir. Now, understand, it is only the others who make a decision whether it is too much too soon. You may know to your heart, "Are naaku nenu em cheyakunda naaku dorikesindi," but you will still not accept it is too much too soon. I told you human psychology. You will feel you deserved it. Maybe you have toggled for 2 years, somebody is toggling for 5 years, but you feel that your 2 years of toggle is more than 5 years of toggles of somebody. Human nature. So you will feel, no, my too much is not too much just because you are telling it is too much. Understand? So in measuring what is too much, it is generally the others who do and not the self. Because human psychology, you are not ready to accept what you got is too much. You tell Elon Musk, if you tell you became successful too much too soon, you does not deserve it. Will he be okay? He will not accept it, because maybe he only knows the struggles that he has gone through. You do not know. See, that is what I am saying. The world knows me only so much so that I show to the world. The world does not know what I have not shown to the world. If you talk about Google's Sundar Pichai, if somebody has read his life story, then only they will know his struggles. If you today he is owner of 176 crores, but there was a time there was no money to educate himself. He has gone through that phase also, right? But today the world only sees Sundar Pichai is the CEO of some institution which is renowned in the world. Now, will ever Sundar Pichai can tell himself it was too much too soon, unless and until he is a ascetic himself? समझ रहे हो? हम बात कर रहे हैं इंसानों की. We are talking about humans. If somebody can tell what I got, I do not deserve it, he is God then. Do you ever say, if you have a car, do you ever say I don't deserve this car? No. Do you ever say I don't deserve this boyfriend or girlfriend? Will anybody accept it? हम एक कहावत है ना, राम मिलाए जोड़ी एक अंधा एक काना एक कोड़ी. ठीक है? See, understand, nobody is ready to accept what he or she got is too much, because the ego comes into play to stop you from accepting that. Understand? It means, now tell me, you achieve something for your own self or impression? Own self कौन बोला? ये सब धर्मात्मा लोग हैं, इनसे दूर रहना, क्योंकि ये रियलिस्टिक वर्ल्ड में नहीं है. हाँ, अभी एनलाइटमेंट हुआ. हाँ, man is a social animal. Believe me, if nobody is keeping an eye on your personality, you are not as good as you are sitting here. एक स्मोक कर रहा होता, एक कुर्सी पे पैर लगा के बैठता. Yes or no? It means in that situation also, will you self judge yourself? No. No. Do you agree? Understand this. See, what is bringing that correction? The correction is coming because you are thinking the society is watching you. How we behave is completely different when nobody is watching and completely different when the world is watching. Why is it so? Why is it so? To reach the, are these your expectations? Whose expectations? Societal. Then you tell me, if it is so, how can it be you? Unless and until you are Buddha himself, reincarnation of Buddha himself. So like Anuradha feels she is reincarnation of Buddha. If, say for example, just an example, ठीक है. For example, just listen to me for a second. If I tell her, अगर ऐसे ही पढ़ाई की, you will never pass in your life, will she be motivated or demotivated? What if it is true also? Will she accept it? No, because we have a capacity to take criticism only up to a level. If I modify my statement and tell her, Anuradha, instead of writing like this, write like this, indirectly trying to correct her without offending her ego. But in this too much too soon, are you not offending the ego of the person? Abstract thinking. Now the next question comes is, why should I accept that it is too much? That it is too much. Why should I accept in the first place? Why? Why? हाँ. अच्छा एक काम करते, I'll make it easier for you. When will I accept that it is too much? One answer she gave. Not able to control. Okay. The given too much to her. What that too much can be? It can be anything. Okay. Huh. When will I accept that I have is too much? Control element gone. Okay. The performance element gone. Okay. What else? Huh.
Till we achieve it, we feel like we are happy. But when we feel too much, it will be like struggle for us. To
No, when will I accept that it is too much? When will I accept? Self. Here we are arguing that you did not accept. Now my second question is, next dimension I want you to open is, when will I accept? Huh? Third person. Downfall starts. Failure. Non-performance. Failure starts. Or unable to control. Any other way? Instinct. Second incarnation. The instinct. When her instinct is saying that it is too much. Huh. Asha. Pallavi. When will you accept that it is too much? Any other? If I say, maybe you are started feeling too much stressful in controlling things, maybe it is taking a toll on your health, or maybe it is coming at the cost of your family, association, bonding and all. Too much here. I don't think this is not the right way of living life. Swati, when will you accept that it is too much?
when we lack the peace of mind.
Huh?
When we lack the peace of mind.
Okay, she says it is whatever I am able to do, I am able to do at the cost of my peace of mind. हाँ ठीक है, peace of mind, stressfulness, it's okay. Fear of loss. I will just use the word fear. For example, मैं सुहाना को आज एक टिकट निकाल के दिया निजामाबाद के लिए और बोला tomorrow morning you are the district collector of Nizamabad. Believe me, she will board at Secunderabad and she may not even go 100 kilometers. If Nizamabad is assuming 200 kilometers, she will get down at 100 kilometers because she is fearful of her appointment, because she does not know what to do. Simple. See, believe me, like when we undergo basic military training, specialized training, then you are posted to a border area. You may be an excellent marksman on shooting a target, but if you have to shoot at a human, you will miss it. Tension, no? Tension. Believe me, you will forget the basic drill of holding a weapon, because this is your first time exposure. That fear is there. See, you know what that bullet will do to him. अभी तक तो सिर्फ एक दीवार पे एक खोखे पे मारते रहे, you are feeling happy, good यार, I got all in the center. But when you know that bullet will enter his head and exit like a big hole, that may stop you, because what will set in? The fear will set in. How this fear can be taken care of, we will talk. So understand, when you take an abstract essay, focus more on the abstractness of the essay and not the examples in the essay. If you focus more on the abstract elements on the essay when you write, believe me, you can get much more than 175. So when you focus more on example, he is not looking for your example. Use example to support. Last mein likho, the way so and so achieved his target. Simple. You have seen some captains of Indian cricket team voluntarily saying, I don't want to be the captain. Tendulkar, one of the greatest batsmen of all times, he said, I don't think I can, it is too much for me, it is affecting my own personal performance. And he says, I am not that person who can handle this much of pressure. But this was not so with Dhoni. He was so beautiful in handling pressure. This is what the world says. Maybe he did not disclose the stress, but does it mean he did not undergo the stress? No, it is only his capacity to handle the stress. Yes or no? So understand, when will I accept that it is too much? And you need, very, very important, lot of courage to accept that it is too much. Why? Because you will start thinking people will be judgmental if I say that it is too much for me, because people will start poking question marks to my overall capacity to do something or be something. Okay? So understand, one needs lot of courage to tell I can't handle this, I need support, or I quit. It takes lot of effort. अरे समझ में आ रही है बात? ठीक है, दी एब्स्ट्रैक्ट एलिमेंट्स पे ज्यादा फोकस करने की कोशिश करो. नाउ, अरे विद मी, अच्छा ये बताओ, इसका एक एग्जांपल दो. I have given you a hint also. Age of the child and application of science. Okay. Any better example? That was depth, no? Depth. In the depth, I asked you to give an example of a child too much of knowledge too soon. Too much knowledge can be detrimental. I want you to give a good example and most apt. Pujita. अरे बात करो. हाँ? Spiritual learning. Okay. One good dimension, the knowledge of spiritual learning. If too early you are taught about spirituality, maybe the competitiveness in you may go down. Maybe you will not be as competitive as your peers, or maybe in that spiritual journey you may not bond with your family because you are an elated soul. So it has come too early. So one, what has become? It comes at a cost of you being competitive or you being aloof, ability to stay aloof. See, there is a difference between lonely and alone. There are two words, being alone and feeling lonely. Feeling lonely is a negative dimension, but being alone is a positive dimension. But while being alone, we generally feel lonely. If you are not liking your own company, how come somebody else will like your company? अरे बात समझ में आ रही है? If you are yourself hating yourself when you are alone and you are seeking company, understand this, what I am saying. If you are seeking company because you are not liking to be alone, it means that you do not deserve to seek company. Because if you do not like yourself being alone, then how come you expect others to like you with them? आई बात समझ में? हेलो, ओके, व्हाट एल्स? हाँ, enduring the pain, can you be specific? Enduring the pain in what sense? I am saying knowledge perspective, too much depth too soon is detrimental. So we said if your spiritual knowledge, the point that she gave, if a child is given exposure to spiritual education at a very early stage, maybe there is a chance, because the word is can be, don't forget that can be. Maybe there is a high potency or a chance that the child may be less competitive. Maybe the child may not like the company of the parent, may not believe in the dimension of bonding. That may affect his future life with the partner. You want him to see, for example, just for example, there is a school in Hyderabad called Vidyaranya. This school is known for no exams till 8th. We have a student from Vidyaranya, a product of Vidyaranya. Now, this school is known for not imbibing the spirit of competitiveness in a child, rather imbibing the spirit of thinking, art and culture, all those dimensions. Suddenly, the child who has been a prodigy of Vidyaranya, he enters Narayana and Chaitanya. उसके लिए तो emotional shock है. बोला what is this place? There is no difference between a plastic mug factory and this place. Yes or no? So understand, if you give too much of spiritual learning to a child at a very early stage, maybe that too much too soon may prove may. See, children are generally very good at adapting themselves. Children are very good at adapting themselves, provided that supportive environment is there at home. If this supportive environment misses at home and in the place of education also, that is when the child feels lonely, not alone. The child feels lonely. Understand? When the child starts feeling lonely, any amount of positive emotion showcased by the parent, it will only increase the loneliness of the child. So it may be detrimental in the time, in the form of, अरे समझ में आ रहा है कुछ? हाँ पल्लवी, हाँ सर ఇవన్నీ మేము ఎట్లా ఆలోచించాలి సార్? I can see a question mark on your forehead, blinking in deep red color. Huh? Any questions? In the in this dimension. Okay, the acceptance to the fast nature of society and the acceptance to technology may be slower. That may be detrimental in the career prospects of a child. Okay, what else? One more dimension. This was spiritual learning. Any other dimension? अरे ये सब पैराग्राफ्स में लिखना है, मैं टाइम पास नहीं कर रहा हूँ, मेन बॉडी की बात हो रही है. यू आर सपोज टू राइट ऑल दीज डायमेंशंस इन द मेन बॉडी. हाँ, नेक्स्ट, डेप्थ नॉलेज detrimental. Another example.
It may be adult knowledge.
Yes, excellent. Depth, knowledge and detrimental. Very, very important. Do not, forget the word can be. ठीक है? Don't forget this word can be. Again, Swati gave one dimension, the knowledge of adulthood. adulthood, not adultery, it is a different word altogether. Adulthood. हाँ बोलो. रुक जा बेटा, इसमें पॉइंट्स, हाउ इट कैन बी डिट्रीमेंटल.
The child becomes more curious to know.
Okay, curiosity for physical pleasure without knowing the essence of yes or no. A child, whether it is a boy or a girl, it can be anything, if you get what you call exposure to adulthood very early in your life, what happens, you get curious for physical pleasures which are temporary in nature, and in the bargain you miss out on the bonding which is more permanent in nature. Now imagine a child who has grown up in this background goes and meets a person who has worked upon this. What will happen? Disaster? Yes or no? Understand this. So it means if your child is now don't think how it can be stopped and all, it is not the point of your essay. The point or the dimension of interest of your essay is how it is too much too early, that's all. उसके आगे तुमको जाने की जरूरत नहीं है. Don't try to find a solution that is applicable to the society. He is not interested. He is just wanting you to talk of a dimension which everybody misses. That's all. Right? Now, any other example? Depth, knowledge, detrimental. We just took an example of child in this case and spirituality also. Any other example? हाँ? क्या बेटा? ICSC syllabus. Okay. So ICSC syllabus, she feels it is too heavy for a child of her age, her or his age, to handle that. So what happens is, in the bargain, the childhood of the child is taken away because he or she has to cope up with the quality of education. What happens? The colony where that child is staying, she is seeing from her window where she is sitting and study, the children are playing in the park. Imagination. अरे सिनेमा डायरेक्टरला చూపిస్తున్నా మీకు. It is reality. With you it happened. So understand, a child is sitting, forced to sit and study because there is so much syllabus to cover, and the others are CBSC students. साला एक महीने में पास हो जाओगे, वो सब खेल रहे हैं, and at the end of the day you also got 10th class certificate, she also got. Understand, that is when what will start developing in the child? The hatred for education. The hatred for education, because the child started comparing the free time of his neighborhood, her neighborhood or his neighborhood, and the free time that is available to her. There is so much of homework that is given in ICSC that the child cannot come out of that one. And second dimension is, next day, because the homework 90% will not be complete, he will go to the school with a fear of, and over a period of time this will have a negative effect on the personality of the child per se. Just imagine, small mistake, it ended in the personality, change in the personality factor of a child. So understand, when you write an abstract essay, if you pick up a dimension, that's what I was telling you, coherently try to complete discussing those dimensions in your essay. अरे बात समझ में आ रही है? ठीक है? हाँ. Any other? I want you to talk about this dimension also a little. हाँ क्या रे? हाँ. Intensity. Anybody? Not necessarily a child. Hello. Intensity. too much too soon is detrimental. Essay class too early in the preparation strategy is detrimental. Huh? Avada? Very beautifully you can write about the dimension of bodybuilding. You take, सबको पता है यार. How many of you taken? हाँ? Okay. हाँ? Doctor साहब बोलो. Negative effects. See, understand. When you talk about intensity, is it a factor of time? No. It is a factor of it is a factor of the power of punch that you are trying to give to that situation or an what you call an action, right? So when you talk about health, if you have to reduce weight or gain weight, both ways, even if your target is to reduce weight, it has to be systematic, or gain weight, both the cases it has to be. If you do not follow a system, gradual way of doing it, you may reduce instantaneously, but can you sustain that? No. I have known people who were on water for a week, only water, nothing else. ऐसा हो गया a week, but when he started again eating after a week, फिर से ऐसा हो गया. क्या फायदा हुआ? Understand, when you are doing that, not feeding your what you call body organs with the required vitamins, minerals or whatever it is, it means you are unnecessarily punishing your body just for a physical appearance. Yes or no? It means, I am not saying you don't get back to shape. There is a need to get back to shape, I am not denying that factor, but not at the cost of health. Risking your life, maybe it may lead to a sudden collapse of an important vital organ of your body. That would be detrimental to your health for the rest of your life that you will live. What is the use? It means you were trying to achieve too much too soon, that proved to be detrimental in the health. Somebody take this is very famous, no? क्या है उसका नाम? Understand this. When you have natural source of protein to take, why you need to take whey protein? That's what doctors say, don't take it. See, anything that has a positive effect instantaneously on a body as per your requirement can also have a equal negative impact on your body that will not be visible. When a powder of whey, a spoon of whey protein can be extracted from natural sources like what you call milk, egg or any other thing, what is the need to go for that powder? Understand, when you are doing that, what are you trying to achieve? Instantaneous result. It will turn out to be too much for your body to take. So open a dimension with respect to health when you talk about this topic in your essay. Maybe one paragraph or a line or a two of this paragraph. Okay? I am not saying concentrate your essay on this, but this can be a very beautiful way of expressing that too much too soon can be detrimental. अच्छा, एक सोसाइटल पर्सपेक्टिव से टू मच टू सून के बारे में बात करो. सोसाइटल पर्सपेक्टिव, I want you to talk about from the cultural perspective. Societal oblique cultural perspective. Nitish. Too much too soon can be detrimental from societal perspective. Okay, fine. Which practice? Which practice you feel if this society accept that practice instantaneously, maybe the system of society may fall. Huh? What? Acha, it is, centurial struggle of the youngsters to prove that love marriage is a good. Can we take up a practice that is Acha, when I am talking about this live-in relationships, I am being very clear in the initial discussion itself that in this live-in relationship there is no physical bond, there is no act of intimacy. Definitely the act of staying together is there, but there is no act of intimacy when I am giving an expression either for or against it. Now we all know, if you tell your parents, I am assuming, if you tell your parents today, I want to get into live-in relationship, how will the response of the parents be? Welcoming response? Huh? Disaster? Huh? Flying chapel. In a matrix way, Suhana will go behind, to save herself. Why is it so? Okay, against to the culture. Acha, tell me, but at the same time, is it so across the society? No, it means there are some sections in the society, maybe the urban elite, who are still able to undergo this, accept this. Now tell me, maybe 300 years down the line, this may become a norm. Maybe. If this becomes a norm 300 years down the line, maybe it may sustain. Yes or no? Maybe it may sustain. But if it becomes a norm within 10 years of its discovery, some idiot did something, became a discovery that you can live in, and if it becomes a norm within 10 years, what negative impression it will have on the society? It will start questioning the long established institution of marriage. It means long established institution of marriage will come under the scanner. So to uphold the spirit of proven, very important word, proven institution of marriage, it has to maybe wait for 300 years. Are you with me or not? You accept it has already happened in America or Western countries. Let not be particular about a country. It is now a norm in Western countries. It means a certain part of the globe has accepted it as a norm. And with the world becoming more and more globalized, we going there, living there, coming back there, bringing back the culture to our country, maybe 300 years is over exaggeration, maybe 50 years down the line. Yes or no? Now understand, what then, will it become too much too soon? No. If it is too much too soon, then the society will collapse. The reason why it is not being accepted is because the society feels it is against the proven institution of marriage as a way of bonding. So it has to undergo. So from the societal perspective, this is too much too soon to accept. But maybe 100 years down the line, it may get the acceptance stamp of the society. It may get. We are all unlucky we are born now. People, coming to this world after 3 generations may be more luckier than you and me. अच्छा ये बताओ, तुम लोगों का ना क्या बोलते हैं, शुद्धिकरण करना बहुत जरूरी है. When I am saying live in relationship, I made a statement. There is only co-dwelling with me? There is only co-living. Co-living does not mean you are engaging in an act of physical intimacy. No. You have your own private space, he or she has her own private space. It means even in that live-in relationship, there is a boundary not supposed to be crossed. If that is the case, and if the intent is purely to know who that person is, before finally tying this nuptial knot, why is it? हाँ, see, एक मद्रास हाई कोर्ट का जजमेंट है, very beautiful judgment. Madras High Court said, marriage is only a social requirement. A couple was living in a live-in relationship. Lesson for all of you. A couple was in live-in relationship, and in that live-in relationship, they engaged in a physical act of intimacy. Right? Now, suddenly, boy or a girl, they decided to part ways, and the boy or girl decided to get married. The other partner went to the court and said that I was in live-in relationship with him or her. The court said, if you want to get married, you have to seek divorce. And the court said, marriage is only a social requirement, and she or he, whatever the case may be, deserves all rights as a life partner deserves as per the Indian Penal Code. So, संभाल के understand. But very important in this is important, living under the same roof, living under the same roof. Understand? See, अच्छा ये बताओ, society is interested in marriage, society is interested in marriage only till the time the food is served. After the food is served, you eat that food and go. बाद में दोनों मिलके रहते, झगड़ के रहते, you are least interested. समझ में नहीं आया? This societal concern of marriage is, it ends when you wash your hands after eating the meal, sumptuous meal that is served during the marriage. This society, after the marriage is committed, marriage is over, the people eaten their food, when they go back home, they are least bothered whether you are happy in that marriage or not. With me? It means this societal concern about the institution of marriage ends at a time when it is actually supposed to start. Now tell me, in your nearby relations also, people may be having a bad time in marriages. Will anybody come and guide you? ऐसा नहीं बेटा ऐसा करो. They are not interested. नी कर्म नु जाओ. Why it is so? Tell me, if that is so, is that the purpose of society in marriage? It means society as an influencer in marriage, the role of society as an influencer in marriage has failed. It is only the family members who try to control the situation at max. At max. So understand, when you are trying to talk negative about this, try to bring those dimensions. That too much too soon cannot be applicable to this because society is failing to fulfill its role. वैसा लिखना. अरे समझ में आया कि नहीं? रुपया ऊपर से गया? नहीं गया? गुड. तू कहीं खो गया? उड़ीसा चला गया? नहीं? बीच में है? कहाँ तक? श्रीकाकुलम तक पहुंचा कि नहीं? हाँ. You're thinking something. What is that? What can be? Cigarette? Steroid. अच्छा, okay. Steroids can be detrimental to health. ये इधर ही फंसी हुई अभी. Okay. हाँ. See, when I am talking in one dimension. Believe me, even if steroid is given as a medicine, still it will have a negative effect. It will have. Believe me, it has. Even if it is taken as a medicine or with some predetermined purpose, it will end up having only negative effect. A steroid can never have a positive effect. That's why people who are treated with steroid for some treatments end up getting some other ailment. अरे हम सब जाएंगे, चिंता मत कर. It is only a matter of time. You have taken a steroid? Okay. Okay. When you got COVID? Okay. Okay. Fine. That's okay. Acha. Talk about this variance. What is the word meaning of this word variance? How you can feel that? What is this too much in the variance? What is this too much in this variance? Huh? You are saying variance from the perspective of capabilities? Okay. Any other thing? Variance too much? Opinion. Excellent. What may be, that's what I told, no? Who is deciding at what point of time what is too much? Because in the dimension of variance, in the opinion, say for example, in a relationship, husband and wife, the family feels that appudu wife tidte okay. A particular family feels this segment feels appudu kotina okay. It means the dimension of too much, the trigger point for too much is different for them and different for them. And the third row, the balcony. The balcony feels there is no too much. Kummai. Now tell me, it means the dimension of too much, is it equally applicable in this society? No. But is it not supposed to be? It is supposed to be, right? Is it not supposed to be? It means whether आज था ना mental health के ऊपर एक article आया है हिंदू में, importance of mental health, report has come, I think in the text and context paper or some paper, I think science or somewhere. In the science column, if you see today's paper, they are talking about mental health. Mental health ante pagal dawakhanalo health kaadu. Mental health means where you are talking about the emotions of a person, the importance of mental health. The moment somebody uses an abusive word, don't you think irrespective of the various dimensions of the society, that question mark of too much should come? Yes or no? The statement, this is too much, I cannot take it anymore, should come on the first word of abusive language. Yes or no? Understand this. So the variance will also depend on what kind of acceptance the society or a family or a person carries with them. So it is not what you call static figure, it is basically a dynamic figure. So try to write something on, can you give me an example from national perspective of this? ये बताओ, the British Raj started in 17, if you take a starting point, Battle of Plassey or Buxar, whatever, 57 or 64, 17, 57 or 64. Now, why the desire to get freedom aggravated only after 1857? Why? Because you felt only in 1857 this is too much. Are you with me or not? Till the Sikh Empire, one of the major empires, 1848. 1848 was the time frame the Sikh Empire fell to the Britishers. One of the what you call, I would say the last major empires to fall in the hands of British. One of the last, right? So 1848. Why that did not come in 1848? Or for that matter when Assam was brought under the British, or for that matter when your Nizam or something else was brought under the British. Why that feeling did not come? Why it came only in 1857? It means at that point of time they committed some mistake where you felt initial stage only too much because they touched your religion, which we all are very strong about it. Karl Marx, opium of masses, including all of us. So understand why the desire for independence got aggravated only after 1857. Why not in 1757? Because somebody touched what is so prime to you. So, in the dimension of variance, it is independent, person to person, society to society, country to country, region to region, maybe continent to a continent. Understand this? So, that is when you have to open some dimensions, give some examples in your main body. So, this we spoke about what can be too much. Anybody wants to talk anything about too much? See, I am just giving you some examples. I am not telling you, the structure of the exam, first page पे ये लिखो, second page पे ये लिखो, no. That you learn over a period of time. You will learn over a period of time. My question is only trying to tell you how you will talk about certain abstract things. Nitish, can you do me a favor? On my table there is one essay written by somebody. I have taken a Xerox and kept it. Can you just bring it along? See, understand, when you write an essay, try to understand that he is not testing how well you read you are. If you give more examples, it is a reflection of how widely read you are. But is the essence of essay to test how widely read you are? No. The essence of essay is to test who you are. If you do not write all these dimensions that we have discussed in the last 1.5 hour about who you are, how will he come to know who you are? If you do not tell him who you are, how will he come to know who you are and his acceptance of that you are the best bet for UPSC? So, I told you, you have to prove that you are the most suitable. You do not have to prove that you are the best. You are proving you are the best by wide examples. That is not the idea. The idea is to tell you are the most suitable, right? And as naturally as possible, without that stress in proving that you are good for this society, for this particular role, See, when you go for any IT related job, your selection is based on certain analytical capabilities, maybe some calculations, maybe some designing, maybe some programming, or maybe some computer applications. Yes or no? There, is he worried what kind of a person you are? He is not worried, because he is not concerned who you are, because he is bothered about you who you are only from morning 10 to evening 6. After that, he is not at all interested, thank you, he is not at all interested who you are. Yes or no? Understand what I am trying to say? Okay? Now, if we have understood what is this too much, can we understand what is this too soon? Too soon majorly is a time factor. Too soon majorly is a time factor. Now, in the too soon, one more factor that can be touched upon is either he or she got that too much with ease or with struggle. If it is with ease, we tend to say it is too much. If it is with struggle, we may not tell it is too much, because struggle में, overnight struggle में you cannot pass UPSC. ऐसा तो नहीं है कि आज रात पूरा पढ़ूंगा कल सुबह एग्जाम दे दूंगा, होगा एग्जाम होगा, तुम पास नहीं होगे, एग्जाम होगा but you will not pass. Why? Because you have not lived up to the too soon factor, which is a time factor. Gifted or inherited. I told you, the prince feels more king than the king himself, and the king's father does not feel at all. Why? Because the king's father has seen his entire life command control. Now when he retires, he understands the real meaning of life. He understands that what the king present day feeling about power is falsified image of power. Yes or no? Which the prince will take one more generation to realize. Yes or no? So whenever you talk about gifted or inherited, maybe you talk about too soon. That's the reason why generally, even if your parents have the capacity to give you costly gifts, they detest from giving you. Why is it so? Does it show they are conjuice? Or does it show that you will not be able to handle? No, it's not the point. They do not want you to get a feeling that you are a gifted child. See, the idea of uniform in a school is that only. The idea of uniform in a school is what? To bring in uniformity, to bring in uniformity. What is the need to bring uniformity? To tell people that it is not too soon to showcase wealth. But the moment you go to college, the moment you go to your graduation or post graduation, because by the time your maturity dimensions have got elevated. So people do not impress upon ensuring uniformity at that stage. Am I ensuring uniformity of all of you? No. Why? Because after 18, 19, after the teenage, that is why we say no teenage, 13 to 19 is a teenage bracketing. After 19 you will see generally the urge for new clothes starts going down and down and down. Till your teenage, the urge for wearing a new shirt every day or a new dress every day to the school or to college is very, very high. Gradually this goes down. For some it doesn't, that is a different story. For some it doesn't. It means, what does it mean? You have not understood the dimension of something that you are getting too soon. Something that you are getting too soon. Understand, when you talk about gifted, it means that boy or a girl do not understand the value of a new dress on a particular day. In schools, on your birthday it is allowed to wear a civil dress. Only that day you are allowed to wear a civil dress, because it is a chance for you to feel special on that day. Yes or no? But for example, in college 365 days you wore 365 dresses. If somebody gives you a new dress out of love and affection, will you value it? No, it will not have any value, because you have been a gifted child. It gets value only if it came out of the blue to you, out of struggle to you, out of struggle to you. So understand, when we talk about too soon, need not be a time factor, though it is majorly a time factor, but it could be some other factors also. Try to dedicate one page for this dimension in this particular essay. Okay? Please read through it. When can it be detrimental? When can it be detrimental? Whatever you get, when will it become detrimental? Too early to realize the value of it? Yes or no? Apple phone at the age of 12 or 13 maybe, you will never know the value of Apple phone, iPhone, doesn't understand the value of it, doesn't understand the value of it, does not know how to handle it, age factor or the experience factor, the missing of maturity, the sign of the missing of maturity. When someone does not, believe me, we get many things in life when we actually don't understand. When did you last felt so? Anybody? Don't say India got independence in 1947, we didn't deserve it. Nitish. Your parents deserved more. And in what sense? What you are more than what you are. Why? Why you feel so? What makes you feel so? Just because you did not pass an exam, idiotic exam that you have written. Oral. Why? What bad things you did to your parents? You did not pour kerosene on them, no? Once I burnt my parents. They were sleeping. दिवाली खेल के बेड के नीचे लगा के भाग गए. Why my father used to beat me? There is a reason. ठीक है, ऐसे ही नहीं है. Not out of frustration. But I saved my parents also. At all in the sense? Okay. So that is maybe because of your education profile, or you are kicked out of the house. If they kicked you out of your house, the fault is not yours. See, children will be mischievous. Children are supposed to be mischievous. After childhood, when can you be mischievous? Maybe in the early stages of your marriage. उसके बाद mischief काम नहीं आता है. One son or a daughter is born, entire mischievous go to the drain. उसके बाद there is no chance to be mischievous. Why? Because you are committed in upbringing that child. So the attention gets diverted. If he feels just because he stayed away from his parents for the last 8 years, Acha, now tell me, now that you feel that your parents deserved better, what change in you can give them that much deserved Nitish than what you are? But spend time is not important. Quality time is a matter of factor. And what may be quality to you may not be quality to them. You wanted to be with them. They want, अबे हमको अकेले रहने दे यार. You are understanding? Why you should be less mischievous? You should be as mischievous as possible. I personally feel. They are supposed to take care of it. They have a social obligation. They have a moral obligation. They have a biological obligation. If you are mischievous, just a matter of debate. If you are mischievous, your parents were also. You are carrying the same genetic pool. You are not to be blamed. Your father is to be blamed.
But they are now living a decent life.
That is what your imagination. But they lost the bonding of staying with the son. You see, peace does not means happiness. अरे philosophy की बात हो रही है. Peace does not mean, peace can be peaceful, but peace can be most disturbing. You tell me, is external disturbance easier to handle or internal disturbance? साला internal disturbance में पैंट गीली हो जाती है. Believe me. Why? Because you cannot share with anybody. You share with anybody, you feel people will be judgmental. He will start judging me. So you keep sulking. See, that's what understand. Being lonely is the toughest thing to handle. Because we are born to be social. Man is a social animal, right? Now we have become phone animal. That's different. That's what I said, no? If I remove the, you know what you call so-called targets in your life, so-called tomorrow in your life, and I give you 6 hours to spend, if I don't allow you to sleep, you will go mad. If I remove any target element from you, from your personality, and I will say no exam, no UPSC, no life, no job, nothing, believe me, in 6 hours you will go mad. Because your mind and body and brain are used to running behind something. When suddenly that running factor I am removing from your life, and that so-called time pass factor I remove from your life, and I don't give anybody to talk to you for a 6 hours time period, believe me, 50% of you will give up. Why? Because we have not been trained to be ourselves in the first place. We always seek company. We always seek company. Now tell me, did you come seeking company to the world? Will you go seeking company from the world? No. It means in this beach wala time, you are craving for this thing. Why is it so? It means the design of the nature is like that. Maybe the evolution of society is like that. That's what, when you start, that's what I say, when our parents, grandparents or great grandparents, they stop identifying people. They stop identifying who you are, and we feel so sorry about them. Do we or not? We feel, "Arey, amma kem gurtuledu." Not realizing, she is disconnecting from this world and leaving this world. Because you are looking only from your side. In this case, he feels that he has not justified to his parents that he is a child of value. Because his justification is based on maybe some achievements in life. He feels achieving something may give pleasure to my or happiness to my parents. Need not be. Say tomorrow Nitish becomes an IAS officer, gets all India third rank. He calls his father, Dad, I got all India third rank. అయితే ఏంటి బుల్కి అక్కడ రెస్పాన్స్ ఆయా నన్ను ఏం చేయమంటావు ఇప్పుడు? Understand, see, I tell this story, once I went to the basic military training academy. After a month I got a chance to call. I made a call, my dad picked up the phone. I told Dad I am okay. He replied, did I ask you? Ante where on this world you will get a father like this? And the next statement, tell this, hide these lies for your mother, I know what you are going through. ऐसा बाप तो किसी को ना दे यार. But understand, when he made that statement, he is trying to tell me even at that point of time that you have to be bold without telling it. ठीक है? The moment my mother took the phone, I said, can't you pick the phone? I did not ask her how she is. The first answer question I paid her, why don't you pick the phone? Why this fellow has to pick the phone? Understand this, because I am in a different mood, he is in a different mood. शाम हुई, दिन डूब गया और हम डूब गए किसी और में. ठीक है? Understand this dimension. So maybe I told you, variation, opinion. So understand what too much, too soon, whether it is detrimental, it is based on many factors. So the deserving factor, see, I told you, never reflect anything negative of your personality to the invigilator. It may be within you, but you have to learn the art of hiding it. I told you, it may be within you. See, we are humans. We are designed to be in some particular way, but can you behave in that way in the society? No. If you do not behave in the society, why to showcase in the examination that you are like that? Hide it or try to polish it as far as possible. The real success is when we can prove to our parents that we lived up to more than their expectations. That's the real success. You talk like that, but don't say I am useless to my parents. Then he will say, if you are useless to your parents, how can be useful to the society? Understand, Nitish, what I am trying to say is, you don't make an impression that you are useless. If you are useless, he will say, why did you write the exam? Is it a test to find you most useless fellow? No. समझ रहा है? It may be, you may feel, that's what I said. Your feeling that you are useless is your opinion. It is subjective, it is not objective, because there is no analysis. It is not based on any rationality. So it is your subjective opinion that I am useless. ठीक है? Now tell me, which child is useful? None. ये तेरे को लग रहा है ऐसा यूजफुल है? ये सब बर्डन वाली फौज है. Believe me, I passed my 10th exam, happily went to my father. उन दिनों, yesteryears, getting a distinction was an achievement. So I got 80+% in mathematics. With so much of joy, I ran to my father, first time in my life, probably last time in my life, telling that, Dad, I got distinction. One beautiful word came, good. I was so happy, Amma, Dad said good. Next statement ruined my life forever. He said, I was legally liable to educate, before the right to education came, just imagine. I am legally liable to educate you till your 10th standard, 14 years. From tomorrow onwards, fend for yourselves. Right, 10th class pass ayyanu, cycle and nippiyu, butler nippiyu, cinema kanna తీసుకెళ్ళు, nothing doing. That day and the date he died, I did not take a penny from him. Once I took 80 rupees loan, which he took next month. Imagine, it means his position is better, or he feels he is undeserving to his parents, but still they are taking care of his expenses, livelihood expenses and all. When I was 14, my dad said, on your own. What will I do? I said, why are you asking? One thing I should appreciate, he never took any of my life decisions. If I go to him and ask, Dad, what am I supposed to do? Very simple, he will say, if I decide what you have to do, when will you decide? So he always gave me the right to act and take decisions of my own life. And if he used to feel that my decision is wrong, he will correct it without me knowing it. That's the beauty. So it means what he feels or misses that correction, it was visible, not visible in my case, may be visible in his case. That's the only difference. Okay? Stop being self-critical. Indian culture allows you to be dependent on your parents 25-26 tak. So till that 25-26, one odd year here and there, don't feel bad. Enjoy because you are born in Asia. You are not in the Western countries. Let the Western countries people feel, do I deserve it or not? Don't get into too much. Enjoy till such time you can. Because I did not get to enjoy. ठीक है? अरे क्या हो गया? इतना silence. टाइम तो है अभी 15 मिनट और, है ना? Anybody else who can say that when someone does not deserve it can be detrimental? Example.
When someone don't know values of emotions.
Like example.
And if we give him more love, care and more affection, it doesn't.
Example दो. हाँ क्या रे? क्या रे? बेटा शादी करने का विचार है नहीं है? Just because you are on the other side of the camera and you want me to elaborate that point and lose all my chances of finding a companionship. Huh? Codified words. अच्छा हाँ. Give me an example, no? You are saying too much of affection by the parents or relationship.
In between boyfriend and girlfriend.
Okay. Should be there or should not be there?
If he doesn't value, then he doesn't deserve.
So don't give.
That is, we will know later.
Okay. She is giving an example of a relationship amongst teenagers or maybe beyond teenage also. Generally in some relationships we find it is only the one side of the relationship who is striving to make it happen. The other side is only trying to enjoy the benefits out of the efforts of the other side. Okay, fine. Somebody is talking. No, don't say every relation. Don't say every relationship. Don't say every relationship. Just because you have experienced it, it does not mean the world has experienced. I have never seen my father saying no to my mother. Believe me, I have never seen my father saying no to my mother. Believe me, I have given every possible comfort to my mother after the loss of my father. But she always says, it is nothing in front of what your father made me feel. It means emotions have value. Emotions have that value. I have given the best of the gadgets, best of the comforts, best of the health facilities, every damn thing. But she still says it cannot be matched with the presence or absence of your father. It means emotions do value. Emotions do value. Understand it? That we will understand at a later stage of life. That's what the curiosity of physical bonding is more. So you are judging a person based on that dimension. No. Maybe the person with whom you got away still prays for you. Maybe. You don't know. Are yes sir? Yes. Are I am trying to make my prospects stronger. Uddu hai. हाँ. चलो. हाँ. Next. Anybody? Somebody was telling. Pujita. हाँ. You had raised your hand. Birthright re.
But they don't deserve those.
Okay. She says that there are examples in the society when a generation that did not toggle to earn that money or resources, they have spent it illfully. Okay, fine. Does not deserve it. When someone does not deserve it. Okay. What else?
Sir, if CM,
Huh.
if a politician dies, that his son will come in his position which he don't deserve.
Ray. ఎందుకురా నా ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ బంద్ చేసేయడానికి నువ్వు అవసరమా నాకు చెప్పు. అచ్చా, షీ ఈస్ టాకింగ్ అబౌట్ డైనాసిటీ పాలిటిక్స్ వెన్ సంబడి డస్ నాట్ డిజర్వ్ జస్ట్ బికాస్ దట్ పర్సన్ ఈస్ బార్న్ ఇన్ టు ఎ ఫ్యామిలీ హీస్ ట్రైంగ్ టు, అంతే, దానికంటే ఎక్కువ మాట్లాడద్దు ఇంకా. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ మణికంఠేశ్వర్, our intentions are not clear. Yeah, you didn't speak today. Both of you. When you felt that person does not deserve it, when will you feel? The question is, when can it be detrimental? Say for example, she gave an example that a son destroyed the property of the father. Just imagine, the property is unending. తరగనంత ఆస్తుంది. ఈజ్ ఇట్ డెట్రిమెంటల్? హౌ? వాడి దగ్గర 5,000 కోట్లు ఉన్నాయి, వీడు మా అయితే 4 కోట్లు ఖర్చు పెట్టుంటాడు. ఈజ్ ఇట్ డెట్రిమెంటల్? అన్లెస్ అండ్ అంటిల్ ఇట్ డస్ నాట్ హ్యావ్ అ నెగటివ్ ఎఫెక్ట్ ఎయిదర్ ఆన్ ది సొసైటీ ఆర్ వాడు తాగి హెల్త్ పాడు చేసుకుంటే డెట్రిమెంటల్. వాడితే పోతుంది, అంటే వాడితో పాటు పుణ్యం దొరికిన వాళ్ళు కూడా పోతుంది. Harm oneself, then it will become detrimental. If he uses that 4 crore property to kill somebody as a ransom, then yes, detrimental effect. Or to do something wrong to the nature or society at large, then definitely detrimental. Okay, yeah, anyone else? Acha, can anybody give me example, can use it to hurt others? Somebody tell me, revenge kosam IAS avvali, IPS avvali, then your success becomes detrimental to the society, even if it comes late. Even if it comes late. Okay? So with this we come to the end of today's essay. Anybody having any doubts they can ask. Nahi to ek essay I'll just see. He is writing an essay about a question given, where he wrote I don't know. He sent it from Bangalore to me. The topic of the essay is, just when the caterpillar thought the world was over, it became a butterfly. Just when the caterpillar thought that the world was over, it became a butterfly. Okay, in this he gave a story of a girl who was traveling in the train, was teased by some boys. When she opposed them, the boys threw the girl from the train and the girl fell on the tracks and lost both her legs. The doctor said that the girl will never be able to walk again. However, after few years, that girl became the first female amputee to climb the Mount Everest. This incident is from the life of Arunima Sinha, who showed that moments of darkness is not the end of world but a chance to bring new sunshine. Good, no? Too good? Understand how beautifully he is exactly bringing the main idea of the essay in the hook itself. Used a story and last line as a thesis statement. What it is? This incident is from the life of so and so, who showed that moments of darkness is not the end of the world but a chance to bring new sunshine. Then starts the problem. The background is giving. The caterpillar also thinks that the darkness inside the shell is the end of the world. However, its patience and perseverance to wait for the good time shows it the new world when it becomes a butterfly. Challenges are common in everyone's life. In fact, challenges help us to metamorphosize, leading to a better personality. So he is saying, if you have to be a better personality, you have to be subjected to challenges. Only then the better person will be born from you. Then he gives an example. Change is the rule of the world. However, when we can't change the situation, situation forces us to change. The same happens with the caterpillar. It fears the hardships and rails through the difficulties to become a butterfly one day. Difficulties or darkness are never the end of anyone's life. For example, Stephen Hawking, when diagnosed with the disease through which he lost the ability to move, he faced an unprecedented darkness like the caterpillar did. However, he gave his theory of universe, wrote the book The Big Bang Theory, and became a famous space theorist. It means he initially gave. The only mistake he did was entire essay only examples. Lal Bahadur Shastri, Lionel Messi, Dashrath Manji, Malala Yousafzai, Bhagavad Gita, Ajivikas he spoke about. Then he gave example of Europe, then came Japan, Hiroshima, moments of darkness and came to light. Then IMF he spoke about India's problem of IMF when we went for a bailout. So he is giving an economic example. Then carbon negative country, Germany is giving an example. Then he is concluding by saying is the change in attitude needed. But all in all a good essay, but try to understand, if you talk more about the GS dimension, it will come well, the essay will look good, but your expression of that factor of psychology or abstract thinking should not miss. If you can work a little on that, see the beauty or the hardness of philosophical essay or an abstract essay is that we tend to showcase our knowledge in the essay. No, the idea is to showcase your personality. So please try to work on that dimension. Even if your entire essay is without an example, but you have spoken about the what you call the dimensions of certain abstract viewpoints, then definitely you will get very good marks. Understand? I am not saying don't use an example. Please do use, not many, few, but concentrate more on the abstract dimensions, because he is not looking. See, is the essence of UPSC knowing do you know Malala Yousafzai? No, but you are using her example to showcase that when that bullet hit her, when the terrorist fired bullets at her, when the bullet hit her head, probably that was the moment of darkness in her life. But her courage to withstand that moment of darkness and rebound with courage and fire back at them not only brought her back to physical existence in life, but she is now an epitome of example of how courage in the moments of darkness can change one's life forever. Understand? How you express that is important. How you express that abstract feeling that she at that point of time would have felt this is the end of life. But the idea or the feeling in her brain that if I lie down today and do not detest, maybe no female ever in future in my country can gather the courage to ask for education. So I want to live, I want to fight for a cause. So that moment of darkness became a moment of opportunity for her. Understand? In this caterpillar, in that bus when she was traveling, that was the moment of being a caterpillar. And today it is the moment of her pride and being a butterfly that can roam freely in the entire world. So you try to, and try to be poetic in your expression. Try to be emotive in your expression when you write the essay. At the end of the day, it is a test of language, essay paper. It is a test of language. Understand the importance of this. Okay? Yeah. Anybody else? Anybody else? अरे क्या हो गया, इतना सन्नाटा क्यों है भाई? हाँ? अच्छा, how many of you wrote the structure of yesterday's this topic? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Acha, did you find any dimensions that you missed in your structuring? Nothing matched, sir. Huh? See, understand. And one advice I'll give to all the students, whether me physically present or listening online. Understand this. See, there are thousands of videos in YouTube talking about essay writing. I am not trying to compete with anybody. My only intention is to tell you what is expected out of you in the essay paper in UPSC examination. My understanding of UPSC last 12 years as a teacher, 3 to 4 years as a student, 15 years approximately. My understanding is this is a combination of abstract essay and some philosophy dimension into it, not a pure philosophical essay. Because I told you, if it is a pure philosophical essay, you have to write an author's perspective and not your own perspective, right? So it is an abstract essay. Now, when you write an abstract essay, try to give as much weight possible on an abstract dimension than a GS dimension. Use the GS dimension only to prove your abstract dimension, not otherwise. So even if you want to use an example, life example of somebody, the name should not come on top of the paragraph. The name can come at the end of the paragraph and not at the top of the paragraph. Understand this, okay? Because the moment your paragraph starts with a name, it showcases that you are using a fact to support your concept of or opinion or an abstract viewpoint. It should be other way around. It should be other way around. I'll give you one homework to write for tomorrow's. Achha, can you write the structure for this essay only? We'll do the postmortem of this essay tomorrow. Please make a note. Just when the caterpillar thought the world was over, just when the caterpillar thought the world was over, just, comma, when a caterpillar thought the world was over, comma, it became a butterfly. Just when the caterpillar thought the world was over, it became a butterfly. Okay? Because you have 2 days to write, I'll give you one more essay. Only the structuring, I want you to do the brainstorming. Brainstorming में क्या-क्या लिखोगे? The introduction part you will write full in the brainstorming. Main body ka you just write the dimensions and you will write the conclusion part full. Introduction full, conclusion full, main body, basic dimension का structure you will write. ठीक है? कल सैटरडे है ना? बेटा मुझे भी छुट्टी चाहिए यार. वो जो 8 साल से मिस कर रहा है, साला मैं 40 साल से मिस कर रहा हूँ, तो मुझे भी टाइम दे थोड़ा. अभी उनके क्लासेस है, करंट अफेयर्स की क्लास है, एग्जाम है, साला ऑप्शनल का टेस्ट है. कष्ट कम नहीं है जिंदगी में. तो मेरे साथ मिलने का कष्ट क्यों जानना चाह रहे हो? बाप रे, लिखो. It is easier to build strong children. It is easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. I am trying to repair broken men. कैसा होगा समझ में? ठीक है? Such a beautiful expression, no? It is easier to build strong children than to repair a broken men. बहुत dimensions आएंगे. We'll talk about it. You will do the brainstorming on Monday, mostly on Monday. What is the date on Monday? What would be the date? 5th of September. Monday is 4th. Okay. 5th is Tuesday. Okay, fine. So we'll do that. I think next week we'll have one holiday in the middle. Krishnashtami kuch hai? 7th, Krishnashtami is on 7th. You will not get holiday. Hello, I will get holiday. Not you will get holiday. ना इंसाफ तो ना इंसाफ. ठीक है? कुछ ने बोला ना, ठीक, या एनी क्वेश्चन? हाँ, एनी क्वेश्चंस अनुराधा? हाँ, क्या हो गया, इतना क्यों डर रहे हैं? For me 7th September is a holiday for me, not for you. Krishnashtami is for me, not for you. Okay, you will come to class. Ganesh, any questions? No questions. Joseph, silent in the class throughout. Joseph, हाँ, या तो सब कुछ समझ में आ रहा है या खुदा का कसम कुछ भी समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, ठीक है? The way Nitish did not understand anything in the class today because he had a different understanding of the topic per se. That's what I told. The beauty of essay is there is no right answer, there is no wrong. That's the most beautiful aspect of essay writing. Ethics में हाँ right or wrong होता है. That is. Any questions? No? चलो, thank you very much. Bye bye.